Hello everyone, I'm D. Geller. In this video, what can you do with Chrome among the questions you have so far? On the other hand, I would like you to watch it as a review because there is a fact that I do not dare to touch the contents. It's a basic thing, so I'm sure many of you already know it, but let's think about why it's a Chromebook now. Speaking of personal computers you have at home, why did you choose Chrome OS, which is a minority, instead of using Windows, iPad, iMac, Android, and those OSs, and why you came here and Chrome? I will explain whether it is an OS. A Chromebook is a computer equipped with Chrome OS developed by Google, and Chrome OS is an operating system designed by Google. Because it uses a web browser as its main user interface, Chrome OS is primarily an OS that supports web applications. Released in June 2011, it is now used in the education market, especially in many schools. More than 10% of the personal computer market currently sold in Japan is said to be a Chromebook, and it may be said that it is an OS that is expanding in the future. Furthermore, there is a view that it is a very vigorous personal computer with the potential to exceed 20% in 2021. The idea of a home-use computer is no longer the same as it used to be, but there are times when you want a computer when you want to do a little work. At that time, I think the Chromebook is just right. The big difference between Chromebooks and other computers is that Chrome performs almost all functions in the browser. As long as your browser is running, you can do most of it. That is the idea of Chrome OS. However, there are certainly some parts that are difficult to use with just a browser. Therefore, from around 2014, Android apps can also be used. There are several advantages to Chrome OS, but the best is that it's cheap. Chrome OS works smoothly even if the CPU performance is low. The Chrome OS introduced this time runs faster than the Celeron PC installed in Windows, even though the core CPU is Celeron. This is because the processing when the application is launched and the application operation itself are performed on the cloud, so as long as your PC has a browser, the subsequent processing will be in the cloud regardless of the specifications of your PC. You can process it above. Yes, whether your PC is a crap or a hyena PC that you bought for a few thousand yen, you can take the place of your foolish PC and do most of the processing on the cloud. Even if your foolish PC is broken, your important data is in the cloud, so you can see the data in the cloud on another PC, even if it is the second generation boobs PC. There is no change. But what if it's Windows, which you use every day? You can certainly use cloud services on Windows, but even if you know that you can use it, I think you are storing your data in your local storage. Originally, Windows has the concept that it is a routine to install an application and utilize a PC with high specifications on hand, so even though I know that it can be used, I dare not use cloud services. You can feel the trend. And, as an advantage of Chrome OS, it is easy to manage collectively. For example, if the school side wants to install a certain pen tool application, and the administrator side collectively supports the installation, there is an advantage that the PC distributed to each student will proceed with the installation without permission. In this way, there is a function to install all at once, and there is a function to control all at once, so I think that is the reason for adopting it at school. And the disadvantage of Chromebooks is that the network is essential. There is also local storage, but I think that data is stored in the cloud, so if you do not connect to the internet, it is an object that looks like a personal computer. But when you use your smartphone or PC, how often do you have an environment that is not connected to the internet? I think that it is quite rare for people to use a PC offline. And another drawback is that you can't connect under the VPN environment when you are exchanging data in your schoolwork on a daily basis. From School A to the Board of Education, from School B to School C, etc., you cannot be involved in the part where data is exchanged using shared files. However, when exchanging data using Google Drive, data can be exchanged if the school PC is logged into the same account. And since printing on the school's wired network is not possible, I think that the procedure of printing the data shared from Google's Drive on the school affairs computer is smart. In this way, after considering some advantages and disadvantages, we came to the conclusion that it would be a reasonable decision for the school to adopt the Chromebook. It doesn't have all-purpose functions that can be used for anything, but I think it is easier to handle than other OSs when it is used as a learning material. I'm sure you all have your own opinions, but Chromebooks aren't as complicated as you might think, but rather Chrome from the perspective of someone who has never touched a computer before. Isn't it easier to enter a book? And these must be familiar to you in order to be useful in the event of new infectious diseases, temporary closures, class closures, etc. If you are temporarily closed tomorrow, can you make a video call using the tablet you brought home? Can I use Classroom to distribute assignments? Can you give proper instructions to your children while you are in a remote location? Corona-infected people are also on the decline, and it is unlikely that they will be temporarily closed. However, a temporary closure that no one had imagined was implemented in March 2020, and there was concern that academic ability would decline. I hope you will master the minimum utilization in case of emergency. See you all again. D. Geller explained. Thank you.